Welcome to InvestorWeb, your go-to place for all things investing and lifestyle. Our mission here is clear: to provide you with valuable insights that enrich your understanding of investing and lifestyle choices. Today, we journey into a topic that's not often discussed but is incredibly important: the 10 signs of a cheap life. Now, why is this significant, you might wonder? Well, recognizing these signs is not just about making informed personal lifestyle choices. It also plays a pivotal role in shaping smarter investment decisions. After all, every penny saved is a penny earned, right? But there's a fine line between being frugal and living a cheap life. And understanding this distinction can make all the difference in your financial journey. So are you ready to discover these signs and what they could mean for you? Without further ado, let's dive into the 10 signs of a cheap life. Sign number 1, the constant hunt for deals. Life's a game of balance, isn't it? When it comes to money, the same principle applies. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a savvy shopper, but when the quest for deals becomes a relentless pursuit, it might be a sign of living a cheap life. Think about it. If you're constantly hunting for discounts, you might be dismissing the importance of quality and value. Imagine buying a pair of shoes on sale, but they wear out within weeks. Was the deal worth it? Probably not. Being frugal is about making smart financial decisions, not just about paying the least amount possible. It's about understanding the value of a product or service, and sometimes that might mean paying a little extra. So, while it's good to save money, it's also important to consider the value and quality of what you're buying. Sign number 2, never splurging on anything. You might think that never splurging is a sign of great financial discipline, and in some respects, you would be correct. However, it can also be a sign of a cheap life. This is not about wasteful spending or living beyond your means. It's about occasionally treating yourself to something special. It's about recognizing that money, while important, is not the sole determiner of value. Let's delve a little deeper. Imagine you've been eyeing a certain gadget or dreaming of a vacation. You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now you have the means to afford it. But you hesitate, thinking it's too indulgent. This is where balance comes in. It's important to save and be mindful of your spending, but it's equally important to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Remember, it's okay to treat yourself once in a while. Sign number 3, always complaining about prices. Now, this is a classic symptom of a cheap life. It's like a reflex action. See a price tag, start complaining. But here's the thing. A constant focus on prices can be a sign of living frugally, yes, but it can also be a sign of living cheaply, and there's a big difference between the two. Living frugally means understanding the value of goods and services and making informed decisions based on that understanding. Living cheaply, on the other hand, means focusing solely on the cost, often at the expense of quality or even necessity. It's like always buying the cheapest loaf of bread even though it's stale and tasteless, or choosing the cheapest mechanic even though he might not do a good job. So instead of constantly focusing on prices, try to understand the value of what you're buying. It might cost a bit more, but in the long run it's likely to pay off. Sign number 4, avoiding social activities due to cost. Picture this: friends are gathering for a meal or a night out, but the mere thought of how much it might dent your wallet makes you hesitate. Before you know it, you're coming up with excuses to avoid the outing altogether. This is a classic sign of living a cheap life. While it's wise to manage your finances, shying away from social activities purely based on cost could lead to missed experiences and valuable connections. After all, life isn't just about saving every penny, it's about living, learning, and creating memories. Sure, there's a balance to be struck between spending and saving. However, if the cost factor is consistently hindering your social life, it might be time to reassess your spending habits and priorities. Remember, experiences are an important part of life and they're worth investing in. Sign number 5, not investing in quality items. Now, this is a tricky one. It's easy to be lured by the lower price tag of a cheaper item, but this is often a false economy. You see, while you may save a few pennies today, you may end up paying more in the long run when that item breaks or underperforms and needs replacing. Quality items, on the other hand, tend to last longer and perform better. They're crafted with care and precision, using the best materials and technology. They're not just purchases, they're investments. Investments in durability, in function, in aesthetic, and in peace of mind. Yes, they might strain your wallet a bit more at the outset, but the longevity and superior performance of these items often make them a more cost-effective choice over time. So, while it may cost more upfront, investing in quality items can save you money in the long run. Sign number 6. Avoiding necessary expenses. Living a frugal lifestyle doesn't mean you should sidestep necessary expenses. It's about understanding the value of money and making smart decisions. Yet, a common sign of a cheap life is dodging these important costs. Take health checkups, for instance. They might seem like an expense you could skip, but in reality they are an investment in your future health. Ignoring them could lead to serious health issues down the line, which will likely cost you much more than those regular checkups. Car maintenance is another apt example. Regular upkeep might feel like a drain on your wallet, but consider the alternative. A poorly maintained car can lead to major repairs or even a total replacement. These are expenses that dwarf the cost of routine maintenance. Remember, some expenses are necessary and avoiding them can cost you more in the long run. Sign number 7, always choosing the cheapest option. It's natural to want to save money, but when we constantly choose the cheapest option, without considering the quality or value, we may be living a cheap life. Think about it. Buying a low-cost pair of shoes that wear out within a few months versus a high-quality pair that lasts for years. The initial investment might be higher for the better quality item, but in the long run it provides better value. This isn't just applicable to tangible items, it applies to experiences, services, and even relationships. Choosing a cheap vacation may save you some money now, but will it give you the enriching experience you're seeking? Opting for a low-cost service provider might seem like a good idea, but will they provide the level of service you need? So, while it's good to save money, it's also important to consider the value of what you're buying. Sign number 8, not valuing time. A common sign of a cheap life is a disregard for the value of one's own time. This can manifest in various ways, such as spending excessive hours hunting for minuscule discounts or opting to complete time-consuming tasks oneself rather than paying someone else to do them. This behavior stems from the misconception that money saved is more valuable than time spent. But here's the twist: time is a finite resource. Unlike money, once spent, it cannot be earned back. Time is the currency of life, and it's worth far more than the pennies saved from scrimping and saving at every turn. It's crucial to remember that cost isn't just measured in money, but also in the time and energy spent. The smart investor understands this and knows when to pay a little more to save time. After all, time saved can be invested in other valuable pursuits. Remember, time is the most valuable resource you have. Use it wisely. Sign number 9, not giving generously. A cheap life often manifests in a reluctance to give. Whether it's a reluctance to part with money or a hesitation to spare time for others. This can be a sign of an unhealthy relationship with wealth, where fear of lack dominates the joy of sharing. Generosity is an important quality that enriches our lives and the lives of those around us. It brings a sense of fulfillment and happiness that money alone can't buy. Giving generously isn't just about financial donations, it's about sharing your time, your knowledge, your skills, and even your presence with others. It's about being there for people when they need you and contributing to the betterment of your community. It's about understanding that true wealth extends beyond the confines of our bank accounts. Remember, being generous is not just about money, it's about giving of your time, your expertise, and your kindness. And finally, sign number 10, not investing in personal growth. A frugal life can often be a wise one, but a cheap life neglects an incredibly vital area: personal growth. You see, personal growth is not a luxury, but rather a necessity. It's the fuel that drives our success, our well-being, and ultimately our happiness. When we don't invest in our personal growth, we are essentially telling ourselves that we're not worth the time, effort, or resources. This could mean skipping out on educational opportunities, not picking up that book that could broaden our perspectives, or neglecting our health and fitness. Essentially, it's about disregarding the single most important asset we have: ourselves. Investing in personal growth is not about spending frivolously. It's about allocating resources wisely to improve ourselves, to learn, to grow, and to evolve. And the returns on this investment, they're immeasurable. They come in the form of better opportunities, increased confidence, and a richer life. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. So, those are the 10 signs of a cheap life. We've navigated through the seas of constant deal hunting, the barren lands of never splurging, the constant complaints about prices, the avoidance of social activities due to cost, the reluctance to invest in quality items, and the evasion of necessary expenses. We've also traversed the paths of always choosing the cheapest option, not valuing time, not giving generously, and lastly, not investing in personal growth. Understanding these signs is pivotal in making conscious decisions about your spending habits. It's not about spending more, but spending wisely. Money, after all, is a tool to enhance our lives, not a ball and chain to drag us down. So let's toast to smarter choices, better investments, and a life that's rich in all the ways that truly matter. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Investor Web for more insights on investing and lifestyle. Until next time, invest wisely and live well.